What if the American dream is no longer a dream, but a myth? For the first time in history, an entire generation is questioning whether hard work will ever pay off. And the truth? It's more unsettling than you think. This is Alina from Inside the State, and today, we're diving deep into why Gen Z is losing faith in the American dream. Welcome to Inside the State, where we break down the forces shaping America's future, from politics to economics and everything in between. If you care about where this country is heading, consider subscribing and staying informed. The promise of the dream. For over a century, the American dream stood as a beacon of hope, a powerful idea that anyone, regardless of background, could achieve success through hard work and determination. In the post-World War II era, this dream became reality for millions. A stable job, a home with a white picket fence, 2 kids, a car in the driveway. College was affordable, wages were strong, and even a factory worker could afford a decent life. For baby boomers, the path was clear. 1. Go to school. 2. Get a job. 3. Buy a home. 4. Retire comfortably, but fast forward to 2025. And that same path looks broken, especially for Gen Z. This generation, born between 1997 and 2012, has grown up in a world that feels stacked against them. Reality check. Current situation. So why exactly is Gen Z losing faith in the American dream? Let's look at the facts. 1. The housing crisis. In the 1980s, a typical home cost 3 to 4 times the average yearly salary. Today, it's 8 to 10 times, and rising. With interest rates soaring and rent prices at all-time highs, many Gen Z adults can't even imagine affording their own apartment, let alone buying a house. Owning a home used to be a symbol of stability. Now it's a luxury few can access before their 30s, or ever. Second student debt and education college was once the gateway to success. But today, it's a financial trap for many. The average student in America now graduates with over $37,000 in debt, often for degrees that don't guarantee a job. Worse, many Gen Zers feel they were sold a lie, that a diploma would lead to a career. But in reality, they face unpaid internships, underemployment, or endless gig work. Third job, market and wage stagnation. Generation Z entered the workforce during a global pandemic, followed by inflation, layoffs, and AI disruption. Sure, there are jobs. But are they meaningful? Are they stable? Do they offer benefits? According to Pew Research, over 60% of Gen Z workers say they feel financially insecure, even those with full-time jobs. Wages have barely grown in real terms over the past 2 decades. Meanwhile, the cost of everything, from healthcare to groceries, continues to climb. 4. Mental health and burnout. It's not just economic, it's emotional too. Gen Z is the most anxious and depressed generation in modern American history. They face not only financial pressure but social instability, climate anxiety, and constant digital comparison. The dream feels out of reach. And worse, it feels like it was never made for them in the first place. 5. Social media illusions. Scroll through Instagram or TikTok and you'll see influencers flaunting lavish lifestyles, early retirements, and passive income dreams. But behind the filters is often debt, instability, and performance pressure. Gen Z isn't lazy. They're overworked, underpaid, and digitally overwhelmed, constantly comparing their real lives to a curated fantasy. What this means for the future. So, what happens when an entire generation gives up on the American dream? This loss of faith isn't just personal, it's political. Gen Z is voting in higher numbers, demanding change in housing, healthcare, and education, leaning toward progressive policies, social safety nets, and climate action. They're no longer buying into the system that says, just work harder. Instead, they're questioning the system itself. Movements like quiet quitting, anti-work, and the rise of freelance creators are all signs of a new mindset. If the dream won't come to me, I'll build my own. But here's the twist. Despite all this, Gen Z hasn't given up completely. They still want purpose. They still want freedom. They just don't believe the traditional path will get them there. In fact, they're creating new dreams, ones rooted in remote work, side hustles, mental health awareness, and equity for all, not just the few. They don't want to be millionaires. They want meaning, flexibility, and a shot at a life that feels fair. The American dream isn't dead, but for Gen Z, it's being rewritten. Not with picket fences and pensions, but with purpose, passion, and a deep desire to reshape a broken system. So, the real question isn't, why is Gen Z losing faith in the American dream? It's, what will the next American dream look like? And who will define it? If you found this video thought-provoking, hit the like button, subscribe,